The older I get, the more I realize that people never actually fail. They just stop. They stop posting, they stop trying, they stop going to the gym. They just stop believing in themselves the moment things stop feeling exciting. And I honestly believe that's why consistency has become such a rare quality now. Because the majority of people are interested in changing their lives, but very few people stay committed long enough for their life to actually change. So hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, this is a space where we talk about confidence, femininity, discipline, and self-growth, and becoming the best version of yourself that you keep imagining in your head. And today's topic, I want to talk about consistency and why I believe it truly matters more than anything. I think a lot of women truly just talk themselves out of things before they even give themselves a chance to begin. I think social media really plays a huge part in how young girls feel like they've already missed their chance or they've missed their opportunity. You open TikTok or you open Instagram and you're scrolling, and it's inevitable. You're going to see a girl who's around your age who has accomplished so much in life, and she's done so much. Maybe she's making so much money, or maybe she is in the position that you want to be in. It's like they have a perfect routine, they have a perfect partner, perfect friends, just a perfect lifestyle, perfect body, everything. So I feel like once you see that, and just knowing that you guys are the same age, you start to feel discouraged. I mean, it literally happens to all of us. It happens to me. I used to feel like this all the time. Every single time I'm scrolling and I see a girl who's my age and she's accomplished so much, I'm like, wow, like I could have done that. I could have done that, but I didn't. And I was busy with other things. And instead of feeling inspired, you feel like you're disqualified before you even begin. And then you start feeding yourself these self-doubts like, oh, there's too many businesses out there. There's too many creators. Everything's so oversaturated. I can't possibly integrate myself into all of these people. Everything's already been done. Every song's already been sang. Every content idea has already been filmed. There's just too many people doing what I want to do. Just because you see a lot of people trying doesn't mean that they're going to stay consistent long enough to succeed. And the problem is, most people tend to quit during the boring stage. Everybody always loves the exciting beginning. Things like starting the channel, starting a new gym, or starting your glow up journey, whatever it is, everybody loves the exciting beginning. Starting the new channel, starting a new gym, starting the business, starting the glow up, whatever it is, people love the beginning because it makes them feel like they're doing something. But very few people can actually handle the repetition after all of that excitement fades away. That's the phase where nobody is validating you yet. The phase where your views are low, the phase where your body hasn't changed yet, and the phase where your life looks exactly the same externally. That is the stage where most people just disappear and they stop and they're like, you know what? I'm not gonna keep going because clearly there's no improvement, so let me just quit before I waste any more time. That small percentage of people that continue and they're consistent, that is their advantage. That is their natural advantage over the rest. Because every single month, your competition starts to get smaller and smaller and smaller because people are quitting every single day. The people who don't have enough courage or they don't have enough discipline to keep going, they're not consistent enough to wait it out and wait for themselves to succeed, those people are removing themselves every day. And just to go off of that, I think one of the most important parts of self-improvement is the invisible stage. This stage where you're trying your absolute best, but your life just doesn't feel like it's changing. You're slowly becoming more confident, more disciplined, and more intentional. But externally, it just feels like nothing has happened yet. And I really think that's why many people just quit way too early before they even give themselves a chance to see their success. Because transformation is quiet at first. Nobody sees the habits that you're making behind closed doors. Nobody sees the moments you keep going despite doubting yourself daily. And then one day when you're successful, people will suddenly call you lucky. Because that's the thing. People don't see how much effort goes into these things. They will only see the result. And then they will judge based off of the result. They're like, oh, wow, like, how did you get your dream body? But they don't see the countless days that you're in the gym and you're trying to tone your body, you're trying to eat well, you're trying to be healthy, you're trying to build up new habits. They don't see that. They just see the result. And they'll just make their assumption based on that. So there was a time where I used to think that confident women were just naturally different. But now I honestly think confidence comes from self-trust. It comes from repeatedly showing up for yourself. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you're strengthening your identity a little more each time. Every workout, every habit, every difficult thing that you do, even when you don't want to, you slowly start to become someone that you trust. And I think that's why consistency feels so emotionally draining sometimes. Because when you consistently quit on yourself, you just stop trusting yourself because you said you were going to do something and you weren't consistent enough. You didn't stick to your goals. You just slowly but surely start to stop trusting yourself entirely. And this will start to affect other things in your life, like your daily habits, things that you say you do. You start to become more of a procrastinator than ever. And the biggest thing I think that matters the most is that you don't have to be perfect to start anything. So this is something that I want to mention because I feel like this quote has impacted my life so much. But when I was younger, when I was like in year 2 or like second grade, I remember my teacher had this like poster or like a banner of some sort on the wall, and she would keep referring to this banner, and it said something along the lines of, every expert was once a beginner. And honestly, it sounds like it's not that such of a great quote. But to me, as a young kid, honestly, up until now, it stuck with me. And I just always keep thinking of that quote because experts in any field are not just born like that and then they're an expert at everything. They have to keep going. Every expert was once a beginner. Every expert at anything had to make mistakes. They had to fall down and then pick themselves back up. That's just how it is. You can't become an expert just like this. And I think that perfectionism really keeps a lot of women stuck in one place because they think that they have to know it all before starting. You don't need to know it all. You starting and becoming consistent in the thing that you want to pursue, you're going to become 1% better every single day. Every single time you do this thing, you're going to become better and better and better and better. And then what's going to happen? In 6 months' time, what's going to happen? Are you still going to be the exact same way you were 6 months ago? Of course not. You're going to be much better because you improved that little percentage every single day for 6 months because you kept showing up. You are now a lot better than you were initially. And that's how it is. I feel like now, especially with social media, we just scroll and we see all of these different people that are good at different things. And then you're like, oh, well, she's good at this. I also want to be good at this, but she seems like she knows it all. Why do I not know it all? Why am I making mistakes? Why am I like this? It's because she probably put in the work. She put in blood, sweat, and tears for months on end, maybe even years. And that's what made her get to this point. So you're only seeing the successful part. You're only seeing the outcome. But you didn't see how she was in the beginning. You never know. Honestly, you absolutely never know because not everything is recorded. People don't record their failures. So you'll only see the end, the successful part. And you really can't judge just this section of their life when they had an entire journey that they went through that got them to that point. So you have to really keep that in mind. And one thing, your routines will really shape your future. Tiny decisions that you repeat every single day of your life, these things will add up. They will get you to the point that you want to be at. If you can embody these small little habits that you do on your day-to-day that will push you to the point that you want to be at, then you can truly change your life. A girl who works out consistently will eventually change her body. A girl who posts consistently will eventually gain more traction. A girl who is always working on herself will clearly become more confident. I really feel like we underestimate the power of consistency because it's all about the habits that we do in our day-to-day life that brings us to that end goal. It might take weeks, it might take months, it might even take years, but you will reach that point because you chose not to fail. Literally, there is no other option. If you chose not to fail, the only option is for you to succeed. So if you feel so behind right now, and if you feel like you want to start doing something, but you feel like it's already been done, everything's already, saturated, I just need you to listen to one thing. Most people are not going to keep going. Most people quit during the uncomfortable stage. Most people choose to stop when things become too repetitive. Most people let comparison convince them to give up on themselves too early. So stop counting yourself out before your life has even been given the chance to change. Because trust me, 1 year of consistency can truly, truly transform your entire life. The number one superpower is consistency because most people don't have that these days. Just continuing. Keep going. So that is it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on my future videos.